My name is Bert Dana, and this is Water Operator Training Resources, WOTR for short. You're going to see me in front of a whiteboard quite a bit. You'll also see in my videos when I'm working off my desk, plainly on a plain sheet of paper, with some type of material, explaining things, describing things, painting a picture for you. And the reason why is because I want to keep this as simple and efficient as possible. You're not going to see any fancy intros, music, things like that. I want to be simple, straightforward, efficient. Efficiency is one of the main jobs of a operator. It doesn't matter if you're in the water side or the wastewater side of the industry. My focus is to give you solid information and training for the operators who are working in the industry, people who are interested in getting in the industry, but mostly this is information that you can use if you're working in a plant, if you're working out in a system, collection distribution system. This is good, solid information. I personally, in my career, have been either in the plant or out in the field. And we've gathered our information from the operators who go and take our state exams for certification. We gather that information, we get all the background information that we can, and that helps us prepare our operators for certification exams. Now, I want to make a solid point here. I'm not training operators to go pass an exam, to grade up. I'm training operators with more information than they need for the exams. I want to give you all the information you need, because ultimately, I think the point of certifications is to prove that you have knowledge, that you have information, that you have resources. So when you are working in a plant, when you are working out in a system, you know, or you have resources that help you be a better operator, someone more knowledgeable. I tell my operators all the time that anybody can go out with a clipboard or an iPad, gather information, write it down, and log it into the system. An operator is somebody who can take that information, and while they're logging it, recording it, understand what that information means, and can tell very quickly if there's a problem, if there's something that we need to act on. And we'll go into that a lot later, but we'll go into that more later. The website. As you watch these videos on my YouTube channel, you're going to see a link down below the video. It's a link to my website. On that website, you'll be able to purchase downloads. The downloads will be the homework. It'll be study questions. It will be quizzes, exams, sample exams, things like that. You can purchase those and complete those on your own. You can use that material, which will include some study material, to prepare for your exam in your state for the grade of certification you're seeking. But I also, and at this moment, as the website is being developed, we're developing a feature in the website for PDHs, Professional Development Hours. The first video series that will be published on YouTube channel and the website will be the Math Basics. It's a 12 video series, and in each video there's subject matter, specific subject matter we study in each video, and the assignments are all available in PDFs. The answer keys are available in PDFs. For a small fee, you can download all those PDFs, save it to your computer. You can share it with your fellow operators. I'm not very concerned about that. And follow along in my videos. Fill out those, if you print off those PDFs, You can practice doing those problems again and again and again as much as you'd like in preparation for your certification exams. And I highly encourage you to do what I've learned to do is, I started all this because I want to be a better operator and I want to be absolutely prepared when I go in for a certification exam. And so I've studied, I've probably overstudied, but I have gathered all this information. And when I started putting it together and teaching it to other operators or people who wanted to be operators, you have to understand that it's one thing to read it and study on your own. It's all internal, it's all in your head. But when you start teaching somebody else, you're using a different part of your brain. When you verbally have to express or explain or describe or instruct somebody, it's using a different part of your brain. And it helps you learn this information even more. It helps you understand that you've learned more than you realize after a time. So I encourage you, everyone, to take this information, download it, pay the small fee, download this information, keep it on your computer at work or on your personal laptop or whatever device you're using, and study it. Continue studying in what I call the off season. So in my experience, I started off with wastewater. I would, within the calendar year, I received grades in wastewater treatment, wastewater collections. The second half of the year, I went for the water treatment, water distribution. The second year, I progressed to my grade 2s. Now, see, in Arizona, where I reside, we have 4 certifications. We have wastewater treatment plant operator, wastewater collection system operator, water treatment plant operator, water distribution system operator. The lowest grade that you can get is a grade 1, it goes up to a grade 4. And while my focus has normally been through most of my career in the wastewater side, I have been on the water side in some respects, and currently I deal with distribution. But I would study both sides of the industry half the year. 6 months of wastewater, 6 months of water, and I took that time to grade up, to learn more about that system or that side of the industry, and then grade up. For me, with the focus being on the wastewater side, I called my off season the water side. And once I was constantly going over, reviewing the same information over and over again, as well as speaking with people who had taken the grades I was looking for next, gathering information from them, what was on the exam, what was the subject matter. It's nice to understand what the exact question was, what the choices were, but I don't want to know just that information about that particular subject. I want to know much more about it, and that's paid off. It's paid off because, for example, there was one exam I took, and an operator who had taken that exam before me explained that there was a certain question about rapid sand filters, and he remembered the 4 choices. I wrote that down. I went and studied sand filters. I determined what was the correct answer, but I overstudied. I studied even more. I wanted to know everything about rapid sand filters, and it was a good thing I did that, because when I went and took my exam just a few months later, the very same question was asked, but it had 4 completely different choices. Had I not prepared for that subject matter, I would not have gotten that answer correctly, and I knew right away what the answer was. So I expect that, and let me get back to what I was saying. The website is currently under development. We're about to make it public here in the next week or so. And by the way, this is September 2022. As the website grows, there's going to be more and more videos available. There's going to be more downloads available, and I think I've priced them very well. PDHs, if you watch my videos and purchase the download, you will be able to go on my website and apply for PDHs. That's professional development hours. I know a lot of operators aren't interested in grading up. They're fine where they're at. They meet the criteria from their employer, but they need to renew. And very often, and it's been my experience in the last several years, I have a lot of operators that call me or contact me and say, I need to get my PDHs in the next 30 days. My certs are expiring. And so I do everything I can to help them. I get them study information that they can study, they can answer the questions, they can give it back to me. I'll check off, I'll check their work, give them a score. If it's adequate, then I will award them PDHs. I can do that on the website. There's going to be some steps involved because we want to make sure that you're getting into information, that you're getting the work done, that you're watching the videos. But I think what we are doing is we're charging a reasonable price for the downloads, the PDHs, especially since, and this is something I noticed a few years ago, several years ago, is there's groups, there's businesses that go out and they go to a certain area. They contact all the operators, the different municipalities and private utilities, and they say, hey, look, we're having a math seminar this weekend in the conference room at some hotel, 8 hours Saturday, 8 hours Sunday, $400. And you get PDHs for it. And boy, $400 for a weekend, 16 hours in a conference room at a hotel seems like a lot of money. And I get it, it's worthwhile. It's good information, and you know, I'm not intimidated or worried about any of my competition. I encourage operators to, if they're interested in that seminar, go take that seminar. If they're interested in studying from American Water College, for instance, or the Sacramento programs, go do it. Pay the money, do the studies, do the work, do your best. Gather in all that information that you can. It'll make you a better operator. And I think those are the operators I want to work with. I want to work with operators who genuinely want the information so they can use it in their everyday job. Makes them better operators. That's why when it comes to operator certification, I'm not just giving you the answers to questions that we have experienced or have known to be on the exam. We want to give you all the information about that subject so you have a broad understanding of it. My resume. I was first certified around 2001. That was over 20 years ago. Since then, I've earned grade 4 certifications in all 4 disciplines. That's 16 exams. Out of those 16 exams, to go from grade 1 to grade 4, I failed 1 with a 69, passing is a 70. That was my grade 3 wastewater treatment plant operator exam. I missed it by 1 point. And you know, in my experience, there's a lot of operators who miss the cert by 1 point. Scoring a 69 is a very popular score, at least here in Arizona. And makes you want, it made me want to go back and just kill it. I was able to go back and get that grade 3 wastewater treatment plant operator certification, and I scored in the 90s. I was even better prepared than I was when I went in the first time. And I thought I had passed that exam. It's a little humbling when you press that button, click that button on the computer, and you get the result back, and it's a 69. But I've been in this industry, I've been certified in this industry for quite a while. I currently work for a private utility, water and wastewater. I supervise all of field operations, and that means all of conveyance. From the water plant to the customer, from the customer to the wastewater plant. So all the potable water that goes out to our customers, all the wastewater that returns to us from our customers, that falls under myself, my foreman, my crew. It's a job that I love. Before that, I did wastewater treatment. I did some water treatment in a direct filtration reverse osmosis plant. I loved it. I love the industry. I have a passion for it. I love the fact that I can come to work every day, and whether I want to or not, I learn something new. So when I was asked to go into field operations, to start a collection department, to build it, form it, build SOPs and methods of maintaining and taking care of our collection system in a system that had been ignored for quite a while, had fallen into disrepair. It was quite a challenge. And today, several years later, I have the best crew in the industry. Foremen, crew members, I'm proud of them. And we have a great reputation. We're very good at what we do. I realized that, you know, this is a job I thought I'd only do for a couple of years and get back into wastewater treatment, because wastewater treatment is so fascinating with all the science, the biology, the mechanical requirements. But boy, I sure love conveyance. I love being out in the field. Unfortunately, I don't get to be out in the field much anymore as I've promoted up, and I spend a lot more time in my office at a desk, and that's okay. That's an important job too, and I'm proud to do it, but I miss being out in the field. Before COVID, the training program was very, very successful. We've helped a lot of operators, especially in the utility I work for, earn certifications and get those job skills that they need. COVID put a damper on everything. We couldn't meet together as groups. It was more individualized tutoring. I would give information to operators. They would study it on their own. They would ask me questions. We would sit down from time to time. But now, after COVID, things have settled down quite a bit, and there's a lot of interest here at this private utility to get the program going again. And over the last few years, I've thought about putting together this YouTube channel and a website. Probably should have been doing it for the last couple of years, but I've also been working a lot of hours. So keep that in mind if you're trying to communicate with me. I work a lot of hours. For a time there, I was working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. And recently it's been more around 50 hours a week. And I'm really happy about that. And that has to do a lot with the crew and the support I have with the utility I work for. We've come a long way in just a few years. I will do my very best to answer your comments, questions in the YouTube channel during the videos. I will do my best to get you the best information that I can give you, study material through the website. And I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming to my website. I hope you find that it's different than everything else that's out there. I hope that you find that it's what's been missing in the industry. Thank you.